Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special video review of Blah Blah Podcast. Hold the phone, pull over, go to a library, go to a computer, go to youtube.com, search Blah Blah Productions, and you can find this episode where I am talking right here, right now. I am Jason Green, and with me, as always, is the man of 1,000 voices, the celebrity impressionist himself, Mr. Joe Bo.
Hey, it's me, Ray Romano.
Oh.
The Ice Age is coming. Dad, make me a sandwich.
You sound like Kermit.
Or Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne, yeah.
Eddie
I want to be a woman.
To my right, to your left, there is Evan Moore.
I hated this movie.
Oh, we'll get into that in a minute.
No, I just wanted it before it's taken away again. Just run. You don't even want to see the review. It's so bad.
To my left, to your right, we have Chris Holshoe.
Hey, I'm two Mikes Johnson, Chris Holshoe. Just wanted to thank the Academy for letting me be here tonight. Really, just thank you so much for having me on, Jason. Thanks, Joe.
Oh, no.
For having me over at Skywalker Ranch. Just, I'm so appreciative of everything in my life right now.
We have the radio rebel, Mr. Benny P.
Your opening had more plot holes in it than this entire movie.
Oh. Okay.
Plot holes?
Well, that movie didn't have a plot. At least mine tried.
It's just a hole.
And we have the producer himself, Mr. Sean Smith.
Jason, I'd like to know how many libraries are you going to recently that you use the internet on to watch podcasts?
I don't have a home,
reviews?
Sean.
You can watch something else that begins with a P.
Oh.
And we have a new person,
Pacific Rim.
Hey,
Mr. Kurt Beedling. Mr. Kurt, the anal Beedling.
that's what they call me.
I hope
okay.
not.
All right, let's get right down to the meat of the matter, everybody. We watched another really bad movie, but this time it wasn't a funny bad movie like Gooby or Jason X. This was just a bottom of the barrel, abysmal bad movie, and it was called Hideous.
This is literally the type of movie that you see in the dollar store or in like discount bins.
In a college campus.
And you go, oh, I'll never watch that. And Joe over here decided to buy it.
He paid it.
I knew that if I didn't get this movie at that moment, I would never see it again and I would forget all about it.
Probably should have.
Probably, but you know what? We're all here, so that's okay.
Well, let's run down the line real quick.
That's what really matters.
Is friendship.
Let's go in a U, saying what we each individually thought.
More like an L.
Yeah, you're right. Sean, if you want to go, or actually Kurt, if you want to go first.
You just called him anal beadling and then you forgot about it.
Honestly, hurt. That movie definitely was an odyssey and an epic of our time, and it really dove into the what it means to be human. And I think the guys will further explain
What it means to be human.
all the shit that comes with that.
All right, enough of this bullshit. Okay. This was awful. This was all dialogue, none of which was interesting.
No substance.
No substance whatsoever. I didn't care for this. Honestly, I was this close to just pulling out my computer and watching The Hateful Eight. This close.
Okay, Benny.
The Hateful Eight is
Yeah,
not
I
on
think-
DVD and Blu-ray yet. How do you have
so?
that on your
You're
computer?
destroying our industry.
Me and millions of other people.
Quentin Tarantino won't be able to buy his new private island thanks to you.
I guess I'm just a gangsta.
All right, Benny.
Oh.
What'd you think of this movie?
Yeah, Sean hit the nail on the head. Everyone talks too much. There is action in it, and it's awful. We'll go scene by scene if we can even say there were scenes, but
We'll try to.
nothing makes any sense. There's no reasoning for anything. Just things happen, and then it's the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. And Chris?
I guess to build off of what Kurt was saying, it's like an odyssey and that someone took me away from my family for 10 years, and I had to sail back, and then right as I got there, I had to watch this movie, and the ship burned down, and my wife had married someone else, and I had to kill a room full of people. It's kind of like that.
That sounds like an interesting movie.
That would have been a better movie than this.
I think it's called Troy.
Oh.
I thought this was the worst movie I've ever seen. It was definitely the longest 90 minutes of my life. It felt
It was
like
only 80.
oh god, it felt like 180 minutes, maybe even longer. There was nothing in this movie that was even remotely interesting. Nothing made
maybe one thing.
Yeah, the boobs were nice. The dialogue was awful. The effects were okay, I guess. Nothing.
I wouldn't say the
No,
effects
they
were
were
good at all.
terrible.
They were
Yeah.
awful.
Hey, you're right. I was trying to find something good.
Don't
but-
even bother.
Well, there is something good to find. They kind of dropped a Gooby reference with Goober.
No,
Yeah.
that's a sequel to one of the other crappy
I think
movies.
you're mixing reference with ripoff.
And it was just so boring.
This movie ripped off Gooby.
No, Gooby came after this.
it was just so boring. I'm still tired from it. And what do you think?
Look, Chris had seen this before, Jobo had seen this before, and both of them told me that this was a bad movie, and I just expected disturbing and weird, and I almost don't have words. I can't tell you enough how much I hated this movie.
The specimen is my property.
She cannot sell what is not hers to sell. I had the right of
Oh my
first
god, I'm
refusal on
so
any
bored in a
specimen
movie that's
of
about
her
haunted
collection.
aborted fetuses.
Gentlemen, that's a matter
Dead
of course.
fetuses. Don't
It was boring, it was offensive, it was weird, and just stupid. What's the point of even reviewing it? It's just like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've said on previous podcasts that I thought 50 Shades of Grey was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and I still believe that as being like a big blockbuster, that's the worst one. But in terms of bottom of the barrel movies, and I've seen quite a few, this is the worst there is.
I don't know if this trumps Troll 2. Troll 2 was pretty awful.
No, Troll 2 was funny bad though.
Oh
my god.
I just want to know why we live in a world where Donald Trump's running for president and this movie exists. Why? Why?
Just those two things bother
It's
you.
right now, yes.
You know, there's a theory going out there that,
Donald Trump made this movie?
real life is actually hell. And this is probably the best piece of evidence I can think of.
I want everyone to realize, our viewers, that like normally when we do movie reviews, like, oh, that was gross, that was so stupid. We're actually upset. Like we were all tired, our heads hurt, we were hungry.
I don't
mad.
know where.
I finished my summary before Evan yanked the mic away from me. Stop it.
All right, play nice, boys.
No, just look at the cover. Sean, blow this cover up.
No,
later.
blow it up.
Yeah, like it's weird. Hideous doesn't even begin to describe what this movie is.
See, going into it, I thought it was going to be a really cheap but funny version of Gremlins, but it wasn't. It was just the worst thing ever.
Can I see this?
Yeah. You gonna read it?
Dr. Lorca, an eccentric collector of biological oddities, has just acquired, in parentheses, his greatest specimen, a horrible mutant born of toxic sewage. But the creature's rightful owner wants it back.
Why did he put it in
The
the sewer in the first
collector's
place?
clash is cut short, though, as the sickening specimen comes to life, reanimating the angry, oozing little army of 544 of ferocious freaks. And it has special features, original video zone, and full moon trailers. Well, just based on the special features, I'd say it's worth the whole bargain.
Well, let's talk about these creatures real quick. It's alluded to that they're aborted fetuses. Am I
Yep.
correct?
I once fisted a woman's hand out.
Did he say fist?
That's what I heard.
Fish.
Embryos. You know, don't want it around, flush it down.
Embryos. Don't want it around. Flush it down.
5 years.
Is that the plot of this movie?
Yes, they're aborted
Sometimes-
fetuses.
Are they really?
They ain't
Yeah.
got no arms
Oh.
or legs and shit.
That mutated.
Look like scrotums on the top.
Are you? That's the plot of
Yeah.
this fucking movie.
Sometimes we get to
You haven't seen anything yet.
don't rightly know what the hell they are.
I don't want to watch this.
You don't want to watch this. I think they actually said it outright.
Dead mutated fetuses.
The beginning of that doesn't make any sense because like they find it in a sewage treatment facility called Pony Valley or some shit.
Right off the bat, the premise of the movie is like it's not just offensive. Like I'm not gonna sit here and go, that really offended me. It's like it's just so egregious. It's something
It's a cheap shot. It's a cheap form of trying to get a shock.
Yeah, and it's almost like unnecessary. Like the idea is aborted, dead, whatever we're gonna call them. It doesn't make a difference. That these are supposed to be mutated, unborn babies. Like right off the bat, that's not funny or like cool. It's just fucking weird. And
Maybe that was the thing back in 90 whatever. What was it?
97.
But then
I don't remember this being a thing in '97.
I don't remember this
There's
ever
a lot
being
I
a
don't
thing.
remember about
Didn't
the
George put a
Now-
bunch of those in the Star Wars remakes?
Well, yeah, they do look a lot like
These
Bib
creatures
Fortuna.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to point out the porcupine one right there kind of looks like Maz Kanata.
Okay.
So,
Make this a graphic, Sean. Written by Benjamin Carr, 2 R's. I don't know anything about this Benjamin. He might be a good Benjamin. He might be a bad Benjamin.
He's bad.
He might be breaking Benjamin. But what I'm trying to say is he might be in jail. I think we should check.
let's talk about...
Just yes or no.
First of all,
in
let's
jail.
talk about the absolutely horrible dialogue coming from
That's all this is. It's just
there's nothing
They
that
talk
hap-
too much.
They just talk. You got the guy who looks like Doctor Strange. You got the cab driver from Total Recall.
And they're fighting over. They're trapped in a castle, and they're fighting over who's the rightful owner of these mutated fetuses.
And
Then you also
nobody
you also
cares.
have like one of the dumbest people ever to be cast in a movie. Like the way they made the character was just like she didn't type right.
She was the secretary.
She spelled phone with an F.
Yeah.
Like why?
She was the secretary to the actual dealer who worked for Amazon.
To explain kind of the
was-
structure of this world, you got this girl who's like, well, first of all, you got these guys who use
out.
nets to fish out shit, pretty much, and he's sort of like,
Literally.
oh, my wife's golden ring, yeah,
got it from right
here.
here.
So he like gets these things and then gives them to her, and she pays him for these things. And then she has like 2 clients that she'll sell them to, and they're like arch nemesis.
For $600,000 a piece.
So she's just a middle person.
Yeah, she's a
Middleman.
She's a dealer.
And then you got the guy from Total Recall, the cab driver, who speaks in such an eloquent way with such a high vocabulary, but then calls someone a hoe.
But it's not a high vocabulary. That's the funny part
It's
about
like
it.
he's
That's-
trying to
no,
be
that's,
smart.
That's what's funny about the script, though, and that Benjamin Carr is the writing is it's not like actual like prestigious writing. It's let me write a normal sentence and then replace 5 of the words with a thesaurus word that I
Yeah.
don't know what it means, but I'm gonna use that because the thesaurus told me that's what it means.
You have the right to send your vixen to waylay me?
I never saw you before in my life, Froggy.
Slut. You cheap slut.
Hey, now slut I don't mind, but I'm a costly slut. Deal with it.
It's trying to sound smart.
It's just so outrageously written.
Adolf Hitler, Attila the Hun, Benjamin Carr. History's 3 greatest
I
villains.
think I went to high school with a Benjamin Carr.
Is it this guy?
Probably. I don't think so.
And let's not forget the woman who refuses to wear a shirt
Or sit on a chair.
or sit on a chair.
And we have a guy who's a knockoff Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yes, Dr.
Well,
Strange
the
guy.
topless secretary, I think, was my favorite character. If we had to pick one.
The way she handled
The
a gun.
topless secretary and the really dumb secretary are 2 different characters, mind you.
But they're both blonde.
But they're both blonde. The one girl does not wear a shirt the whole movie. There's literally a scene where she's walking around topless in the snow wearing a
Yeah,
gorilla.
you
It's
see-
on the box.
you
She's not
see
wearing it on
both-
the box.
you
No,
see
he's not
both
wearing a
of
shirt
their
on the box.
breasts.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you just see, but it's not. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just weird. It's like just put on a shirt. Why aren't you wearing a shirt? The explanation for that, by the way,
She doesn't
is
believe in it.
I am woman and I am free.
And she was wearing a gorilla mask
And then she
at the time.
whatever.
And then you got the detective, the hard-boiled detective.
Oh, yeah, Donnie Wahlberg.
Who was the only guy that I think was like trying in this movie.
And he actually was like, I think at the end, that line that he jabs at the topless girl.
Sorry I don't have any tables for you to sit on in here. Just the usual.
That was a great joke.
Probably ad-libbed.
That must have been. That was actually really funny.
He knows.
They have that one weird. We'll get to it, but they have this one weird editing scene where it's like she goes outside and she comes back inside to finish off getting rid of the evidence.
Oh, yeah, it looks like she was driving, and then it's like 2 steps outside in the snow.
She,
Remember when I-
she,
remember-
dri- she
yeah.
drives, and then there's a sign that says quicksand, and then we see her jumping
Yeah,
over
what the
a
hell?
lake.
It was snow.
And then she's back inside, and she dumps shit and acid, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, the quicksand never comes up.
No.
And now, about these...
Oh. Quicksand is to get rid of the car. That's why.
Where was there quicksand?
I don't know, but it's trying to do.
Why
psycho.
is quicksand
They're trying to be
existing when it's
psycho.
snowing outside?
Where she's getting rid of the car evidence because she ripped off the guy from this. She stole the fetus from the guy from Total Recall and then hit his car.
The science of quicksand is that it's basically sand distilled by an unnecessary amount of an overwhelming amount of water. Thus,
maybe
What?
it was quick.
you sink
Well,
into
all
it.
right, but what
Hang
is
on, hang
snow
on,
made
hang on.
out
It's
of?
freezing.
What
That doesn't
American
happen.
town has quicksand, a giant poop factory, and a castle?
Detroit.
They never said where this movie was filmed on location, did
Pony
they?
Valley.
Pony Valley.
Pony
Where
Valley.
is- where is Pony Valley? What state is it in? Why is there a castle there?
Probably Michigan.
It's probably Canada. Ugh, what?
Yeah.
Not in America. I think we're in but based on the names in the credits, this is not an American crew, and I don't think they filmed in America. I think we're in some sort of weird.
No, the actors were American.
The actors were American, but I don't think it was meant to take place in America.
Imagine, if you will, a town with a poop factory and quicksand and snow. You're not in America, USA. You're in the Twilight Zone.
I've been waiting to use this glass case for so long.
Now finally,
Dumps out all the cookies.
quick, get the big jar.
It took me so many cheese balls to get to this.
We should also talk about how these weird monsters, when they come alive, I mean, in my eyes, they kind of they don't seem evil at all. They just kind of seem misunderstood. Like that was a
I
weird
think that
scene.
was the goal, to show them as misunderstood. But they also murdered 3 people in cold blood.
Yeah, with Home Alone
Based
traps.
on the trailer for Goobers or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, there was a sequel to this.
That's also a thing where it's like, oh, this guy has these little creatures, they're living creatures, but he's keeping them against their will. It seems like these people do movies where it's like, these monsters aren't the real monsters, it's man that's the real monster.
But
the only real monster is Benjamin Carr.
Like the way they structured this movie was evil guy versus evil guy, and then you have these monsters and they kill everyone.
Well, no, you forgot the part
That's
where
it.
they wrestle each other twice. Or
Oh
three
yeah,
times.
they're rolling around the floor
They're
like a
kissing
bunch
each
of.
other.
Oh
my God, he is.
Gosh, he is Dracula.
Either that or he's trying to kiss him. I don't
Oh,
know.
they're making out.
Oh, let me lick your ear. Polenzio.
They're totally making out.
Man, this choreography is intense.
I've never seen a fight like this.
He's tapping out.
No, he's trying to hail a taxi.
Total Recall guy.
Total Recall guy, he almost busts a nut over seeing the one fetus from the shitter.
My specimen. My specimen. It's alive.
There's the one scene
It's
where
my
the two-
specimen.
where the two of them are fighting with the swords.
Oh my
right?
God.
And the best sword fight I've ever seen in a movie, honestly, was Die Another Day. I hate that movie, but that sword fight was really intense and cool.
Sounds like you really love that movie.
I hate that.
Just
movie.
like how you said you hated Spider-Man 3,
I hate
and then we
Spider-Man
watched
3.
it, and
Listen,
you said all
I
the
hate
parts that you
Spider-Man 3,
loved.
and I hate Die Another Day.
Men in Black,
That's not
super
the point
fun.
I'm
Black
You
making.
love Men in Black.
The point I'm trying to make
Men in Black 3 was the best third movie.
You don't have a microphone, little man. Get out of here. No, the point I'm trying to make is it was the absolute worst sword fight ever put to screen. There's just like, and then the girl comes up and she's like, gentlemen, and she's like, I'll go somewhere else. And walks away and dies.
Yeah, she walks away into a pole and
Oh,
then
and
just dies.
as they're sword fighting, the Total Recall guy bumps into one of the specimens in a jar, and the Doctor Strange guy's like, "Watch it where you're hitting that thing," and then he's just like, "Oh, sorry," and then they move a little bit,
And then you have what is it? Tits Ahoy girl comes out and she gives like the weirdest cheer, like, Go! He's my man. If he can't do it, then I'll just leave. Like,
Stab him.
She
no
had
one can.
that lady, the boobs lady, had the worst line delivery I think I've ever seen in a film.
She was
No,
just
I
like-
disagree. I think the blonde secretary had the worst
secretary
line.
was-
I don't know. I would
Well-
argue the dealer had some of the worst.
The black guy?
No, the
The
dealer.
Vincent
Girl.
Price guy?
No,
Yeah.
the
the girl.
dealer, the Amazon dealer.
the
Oh.
brunette.
Got hit in the
That's
chest with an
Amazon
axe,
dealer.
like the guy from
Oh,
The
I thought
Shining.
this- oh.
And I put up with your typing for 3 years because I thought you were too stupid to stab me in the back? You're fired. You're fired from everywhere. You're fired from the fucking universe.
The one girl. What
was I
was it? The one monster climbs up underneath the bed and like sucks on her tit.
Oh,
and she
yeah.
runs
It's not
out.
just this character.
can we
of the
talk about
secretary.
that for a while?
Yeah. Okay, let's just talk about that weird,
Well,
First
semi.
of all, why is she sleeping?
Is she sleeping in a big bed?
Well,
And then-
they went in.
Wait. The build up to that scene was that they were locked away by racks on racks and Vincent Price. Okay, they were in a closet. Then the monsters, who had since been found that they were alive, they go to let him out.
Well, not exactly.
They accidentally let them out. Then people go, "Oh my God, monsters!" There's a weird scene where like there's a gun.
Well, they
kind of
they talk to them. Like they have a little knocking thing where.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, when they see the monsters, like these two people, the Vincent Price and the Total Recall guy, who collect these things for, I guess, art or they love them or they're turned on by them or whatever it is, they see them and they're like, "I'm your father. Come with me. I love you. Come over here. Just kill these guys, and I can get you out of here."
Well,
it's weird.
So the real story in this movie is that they both lost children and they're overcompensating.
Wait, let's talk about that. Why did anyone in this movie need to die?
I don't know.
Why did this movie need to be made?
It was just
Benjamin Carr.
Like the rationale was, come with me, kill these people while you're at it, but come with me.
But
Why?
Go back to the secretary. She's just the dumbest character. Like her whole entire role is like, "Come on, everybody, let's go." And she
I don't get it.
"Even me?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay."
Well, the one, probably the worst scene in the movie is when she's laying in bed and the Gorgonite guy looks like Slam Fist from Small Soldiers, crawls up her stomach, unbuttons her shirt, and starts like trying to breastfeed himself, and it's very graphic, and he gets like his Vaseline lips on her nipples.
Please do not show that clip.
Well,
in this review,
yeah.
While we are talking about it, oh my God, it was so awful.
You want to do play-by-play because it's on screen right now.
Oh God.
Oh, this scene, Chris.
Who is this?
Oh God, no.
Who is this?
No. Oh, they're about to
It's
do
the secretary.
it.
Oh.
No.
Am I gonna rape her?
It's definitely gonna happen.
All the dialogue's just in bad taste. Like it's
You
all just
know
stupid.
that Benjamin Carr wrote her lines and then made her say them, probably against her will.
But I think bad taste is really the best way to put it. The secretary character is sexist, and like they're both like two extreme visions of sexism. One is like the dumb ditzy blonde, and one's like the over-sexualized blonde. Every bit of dialogue is in bad taste. It's about collecting dead human beings and other specimens. And there's a bunch of prison rape jokes. It's just like it goes too far.
Don't forget
too often.
wrestling of the men.
Yeah,
It's not a horror movie. It's not a comedy. It's not.
I don't know.
It's just boring.
Well, first off, the budget must have been like $100 because they only show the monsters in darkness and like barely.
And they
at
reused
all,
some shots too.
right?
Yeah.
And then like most of the movie is just awful, atrocious dialogue of these two arguing back and forth.
That's all this
Who
movie
has
is.
the better collection of fetuses?
Honestly,
it's bizarre.
It felt like a slow child doing a Quentin Tarantino movie with all the dialogue.
You really can't tell who the protagonist is. You can't tell who the antagonist is. There's no three
Yeah,
act
no one
structure.
is likable in this movie at all.
Yeah.
Who is this movie
I
marketed
don't know.
marketed towards?
Boob Lady was kind of likable.
Well, she was visually likable.
The only one that I was
She was the
rooting
muscle.
for, the only one that I found myself enjoying was the Private Eye, and that's just because you can clearly tell, like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah, he was the only guy trying to do his job. I liked his accent.
I like the fact that he was a private eye in a trench coat. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, he looked like Columbo.
So what's with all this table sitting stuff anyway?
It's just part of my incredibly cute persona.
Gotta admit, you are pretty cute. With the vest and the hot pants and stuff. You know, most women would be a bit uncomfortable seeing company dressed like that. But you pull it off nicely.
Thank you.
All right, let's run through that, please. So there's a 1930s private eye in a 16th century castle set in what I can only assume was the 1990s.
Yep, 97.
And because someone stole a fetus, and the black-haired lady from Amazon
You
says,
forgot everyone's wearing clothes from the 80s.
Well, that's the trench coat doesn't count. The point is, she goes, well, technically owning dead fetuses we found in the river is technically legal. No, it's not. I guarantee it's not legal. But we want to keep it a gray
you hear
area.
that, Benjamin Carr? You done fucked up facts.
Benjamin Carr, you didn't do your homework.
Get in your car
You're
and
my
drive.
worst enemy. Come at me, bro.
You know what's gonna happen one of these days? One of these days,
Get him on the
Wilson
phone.
Coney Bear from Gooby, Flammarion Ferreira from The Christmas Tree, and Benjamin Carr from this are all gonna like gang up. And
They're the boys.
They're the boys.
They're the anti-boys.
They're gonna be the next like triple threat.
They're called
They're
the
gonna
Bears.
knock on your door one day with like a bunch of pickaxes and bats and be like, "Are you Joe Bo?"
Yeah.
Wilson Coney Bear is the muscle. He's got,
He's
like cracking.
bare hands,
he's
like
got,
sewing
cracking
onto his own
knuckles.
hands.
Doc, you two want to be left alone?
Yes. Like, no one has ever seen a specimen this beautiful.
A discount Wallace Shawn specimen.
Yeah, let's also keep in mind this looked like Wallace Shawn. Of
Yeah,
course.
With 4 eyes. Set of eyes,
Yep.
yeah.
And somehow, and that's another thing. All of these other deformed fetuses, or one I think is a porcupine.
Yeah, the Maz Kanata one.
And
it was biological oddities.
Okay, we're gonna call them biological oddities from here on out. All of these biological oddities are dead, and they're pickled in jars or whatever. They're preserved. This one comes
Lightly
in. The one that
seasoned.
they found in the sewage treatment plant
Poop hole.
comes in. It releases tentacles out of its back and brings the other 3
How
to
come they
life.
That
never
never
use the
comes up
tentacles
again.
ever again?
Yeah, dude.
That would
Really?
be
They
handy.
spent the whole budget animating those tentacles.
With one of the worst CGI jobs I've ever seen. And then, it knocks off its lid, but then it doesn't knock off the lids of the other one, so just
Kind of just whips him awake.
Hey, get up.
And apparently there was some ritual going on with them.
Oh yeah, they were
like
speaking
reading-
like Latin or some
They
shit.
had little tiny candles and little tiny books, and they were like learning to read.
Where do they get all the
They
tiny
escape
stuff?
into an air vent, yeah.
Yeah, no, the books and the candles were all in the air vent already.
Yeah.
For the tiny mice that know how to read, I guess.
Yep.
There they are.
They're doing satanic rituals.
Yeah, they're doing a ritual.
Is he reading a book?
He's reading a menu.
He's reading Mein Kampf.
You know what? Probably.
I hate this movie.
That's probably
Benjamin
gonna be,
Carr,
that's probably
you're a
gonna be in
piece of shit.
Goober. That's probably gonna be seen in Goober, which is a bunch of
Well, I guess
mice
we're just
making,
gonna
like,
have to
ritual
watch Goober
sacrifices.
and just
No,
see if-
No, we don't.
I'm never watching
No,
a
we
Benjamin
don't.
Carr movie again.
Well, hold on. Wait. All right, let's also talk about the studio that produced this, Full Moon Pictures. They're like a knockoff Trauma. Think about that.
And Trauma's a knockoff of other things.
Full Moon. It's by this guy Charles Band, who's the director of this movie and like the producer. He's like the spearhead, and he did the Puppet Master movies, and he did Ginger Dead Man, and he did like all these campy like movies, like these campy horror movies with no budget, and he just cranks them out one by one, over and over. And even if he doesn't direct all of them, he's like producing all these movies.
From the time of like 95 to 98, he made probably about 36 of these kinds.
He's
of
almost
and
like
they're all
Roger
puppets, too.
Corman.
Yeah, but he's
but
the discount
way
Roger Corman.
worse. He's discount Roger Corman.
Roger Corman has
Again,
a Roger Corman
think
has a
about
charm.
that.
Do you think maybe he was like a puppeteer before, and he just
Maybe.
decided to make movies? He was like,
Probably.
oh, I love these horror movies.
But like Roger Corman in the Trauma movies and Toxic Avenger, I feel like they have a charm to them that you can get behind and kind of like enjoy. This just had nothing. This was vapid and just ew.
And you
Oh,
can't.
the Trauma films and what's his name? No, the guy who's in charge of Trauma. Lloyd Kaufman, who is outstanding, fun. I've seen a ton of interviews with him. He's a great guy. And Trauma does films like this on purpose, but they almost have like so much camp, or they have some sort of meaning, or they're just disgusting. There's a purpose. This was like a
stupid.
Trauma movie that went nowhere, and that's pretty bad.
And it was so boring.
Oh my god, I was seeing off in that's
Just
the biggest flaw.
Tons of dialogue that you just don't care about.
It was also oddly phallic. Like that battle between like, oh, my fetus collection is better than yours was like
I
almost
didn't
had
feel
like
that at all.
almost had like a phallic thing to it where they were like, oh, yeah, I want to see your
Benny,
collection.
what did you do on that
I
fight?
want to see your collection too.
The deal they came up with. So there's a $600,000 asset on the line. Let's forget for a second that it's a mutated fetus. All right, yeah, whatever. He steals it from the other guy at gunpoint. All right, and then he goes, "If you find something in my collection that's better than something in your collection, I get to keep a $600,000 asset. And if you can't find that thing that's better than something in my collection, you have to go away forever and just, say nuts to the $600,000. And the other guy agrees.
Oh, and not only does he agree, but if you think about it, he could have went down there and goes, nope, actually, my collection's better. Give it back. And he went, oh, rats. But instead, he does the exact opposite. He goes, wow, your collection is better than mine. I guess you could take the $600,000 fetus.
And the best part is, that's exactly what he would say if it was written that way.
Yeah.
No, and so we have to spend 10 minutes with dialogue that makes no sense.
It's back and forth, terrible Aaron Sorkin-esque dialogue.
There were a lot of product drops here, like Burger King.
Well, it's
Honda Cola.
Rolls Royce.
Bendy
I
straws.
think that ties into one of the biggest shockers is the fact that there was someone in the credits for merchandising.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm not sure if they were giving these to the kids. Like, don't you know they have the Gizmo backpacks?
Maybe there was.
Their feet, like, were there like fetus backpacks?
Stop! Stop! Don't hurt them!
What else we got to say before we pack this up?
We can talk about the credits. The credits, there was like a lot of.
That was my
weirdly
favorite
named
part when the
people.
credits
It was
rolled.
a Dutch angle credits.
That
like-
was true, yeah.
And they were all like foreign people, which is why we think that this may have not been made
Ion.
in the U.S.
I'm gonna say Canada, maybe
A
Quebec.
lot of these people sound like they were Star Wars characters.
Yeah, really.
Like who said it? Who said the game? Who had the game idea?
Evan.
All right, new game idea for next regular blah blah episode: Star Wars character or name from the end credits of Hideous. You decide.
They sound pretty similar.
They do.
Hey, do you think George saw Hideous?
Probably friend of the show George Lucas.
Friend of the show George Lucas.
He has a lot of time, I think, now because he doesn't have Star Wars right now. So I think he has a lot of time. If not, we should lend this to him and get his opinions.
I think we should destroy this.
I'm all for that.
I don't.
Anybody who would like to watch this movie burn in a fire pit, raise your hand.
I just like to watch things
But
burn.
I also want to keep the film for my collection.
Burn it!
Burn it!
Burn.
Burn it at the stake.
You know who also wanted to keep things for their collections?
Those two
Hitler.
guys.
The two main characters of this film.
Now you're gonna get into a tussle with someone.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have
Evan
to
and
roll.
Joe
I
have
gotta
to roll
find
on the
someone else
ground.
who wants this movie.
All right. Any final words? Anybody? I'll go first. This movie was horribly boring and the worst thing ever, and it's a piece of shit.
Don't
Fuck
see
you.
it.
Fuck you, Benjamin Carr.
Don't see it. Like, Chris tried to warn me, and Chris
did.
came over and had a legitimate reaction when the movie started of burying his hands in his head and saying, "Oh my God, I don't want to watch this again." And now I understand why. he
Wait,
said
we
that.
forgot to talk
Don't
about
watch
the
it.
amazing climax where.
Oh, they just
okay,
throw him in
they
acid.
fight. They roll onto the trap
Oh,
door.
yeah.
They get sent into acid. The one guy's like, "Oh, take care of my babies." What is it? Vincent Price goes, "Take care of my babies." And he falls into the
falls.
acid. And then
Oh, she takes care of him.
What does Rax on Rax do? She goes, "Oh, here's the code to get out of the building." Oh, they put the building on lockdown, but it doesn't matter because it's paper. And she sits there and she goes, "Oh, here's the code." Yeah, and lures out the four monsters. They get onto a rug, and she just flips the rug into the acid.
And it was weirdly
throws
edited,
the code,
too.
and that's it.
Like, it was cut halfway as she like threw him down. You know what I mean? You didn't actually see her throw him, but
Then you have probably the best line, which is, "I don't have a table for you to sit on." They
Yeah,
get into the
that was the
car.
best line of the
They
whole
drive
movie.
away, and then, wait, it's not over. Those monsters are in the trunk.
Spoiler alert. Just in case you wanted to know.
and then Nick
Sequel.
Fury recruits Donnie Wahlberg to the Avengers.
Sequel.
And what was it? Oh yeah, when the bimbo secretary lady trips over the Home Alone trap, falls and dies. That was pretty cool.
She died. I
Not
think we're all
really.
waiting for her to die because she was just an
I'm waiting for
awful
anyone to
character.
die because nothing happened.
I didn't think
Yeah.
any. Yeah.
The incredible fetus was just kind of like crying after that.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
Their motivations weren't exactly clear at all, ever.
Like,
Well,
at
the
any
one just
point.
wanted breast milk.
This is what happens when you have
Well, they're made to
bunch
they're
of
made to be
villains.
This is
sympathetic.
what happens when Benjamin Carr writes, "People get hurt." And it's not right.
Any other final thoughts on this piece of shit before we never have to
Kurt?
talk about Hideous again?
Kurt, you go.
In the pronunciation of one of the
Pronunciation.
female characters, this movie is not an ass to anyone.
Oh my God.
Was that a line?
That was a line. There's a specific word, ass, a slight pause, and then et.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
I don't. I
It
don't
was on the
remember
tape
that.
recorder.
Oh, okay.
Remember that when you're editing this.
I will. I will not. Yeah. No, I hated this. This was so boring. I mean, you just got people there's just snow everywhere outside, and they're all locked into one area, and they all hate each other, and they're trying to kill each other.
Kind of like a certain movie we just saw.
And they just keep talking. I don't know why they keep talking.
One guy's dressed as
Like,
a Confederate general.
They just talk for so long, and then they kill each other.
Are you comparing this movie to The Hateful Eight?
What? No.
Why would you say that? You can go.
I'll do you one better, Kurt, on the dialogue. The detective goes to leave, and he goes, "This is so fucked. Everything's fucked." And whatever her name was, Mrs. Yost or whatever it was, goes, "Yeah, you get your money's worth." So that's pretty much this movie. Everything's fucked, but you get your money's worth.
Final thoughts. Orange juice, monkey, chlorine. On you.
That's better writing than Benjamin Carr.
Did you say Ed O'Neill?
Sure.
Okay. I already said I thought this was horribly boring and awful. I never want to see it again.
Well, I just want Deb to make me a sandwich. My
Was it Ray's parents in the show? Or was
Yeah.
my parents are driving me up a wall. Oh, your bread carrots.
I don't understand why everyone likes
Hey,
you,
Robin,
Raymond.
you go fuck yourself.
No, I like doing my Ray Romano more than this movie.
You mean Eddie Redmayne?
Just saying, my Eddie Redmayne.
He sounds like the fetus when it talks.
When they were praying to their devil god.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this PSA announcement.
Should we plug ourselves?
I don't think
That's what I was getting to.
Plug yourself.
By the way, I will be shocked if we could find another video review of this movie. So if you just saw this
You're
movie,
wrong, Evan.
right? And you're just looking for someone to like reconfirm that it was the worst thing you ever saw, I'm very happy that we could be those people who do it for you.
Like I was about to say, this wasn't a video review as much as a PSA announcement to never watch this movie ever. We're doing you a favor, ladies and gentlemen. And in that final thought, I'm going to close out the show. If anyone has to say one last thing. No? Okay.
We kind of did that.
I know, I'm just making sure.
Oh.
I'm Jason Green. You can follow me on Twitter at jgreen89, JAYGreen89. Email me for any business inquiries at jgreen89@gmail.com. Hey.
Hi, I'm Chris Olshu. You can't find me online, but you might be able to find me in the woods. Who cares?
Or at Wawa.
Or Wawa.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch a good movie, you should go home and watch the 1997 Jim Carrey comedy.
Same year as Hideous.
Liar, liar. Same year as Hideous. Much better film than Hideous. And don't forget about our contest, where it's our blah blah liar contest. If you take a selfie with a screenshot from the movie, or you're watching the movie, or a poster of the movie, or a picture of the poster on your computer of the movie,
Or just you.
yeah, it's you. Where maybe you can reenact the try reenacting the poster where you're wearing the suit and you're like that. That'd be fun.
Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
you can, if you're listening, Jim Carrey, you could also do the
And
same
then
thing.
if you tweet that to us with the hashtag blah blah liar.
At blah blah pod1, POD number 1. It's a Twitter.
POD like the rock band.
And then you can, if you are one of the lucky people chosen, you can win a signed copy of the film signed by all of us.
Wouldn't you like that? It's better than Hideous.
No, not you.
So just do it, guys. Like, take a picture. We can get you this much better movie than Hideous, and you can watch it and with your friends and your family, and learn about the truth and why you shouldn't lie.
Yes. Benny.
At the BNP Express, _Express. I can't believe I got off a fucking plane from Orlando to watch this shit.
You bet you wish you were still in Disney, don't you?
Yeah.
Benny, I'm sorry that you came all the way back from Disney to see this movie.
Just want you to know I love you guys.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me again.
You can follow me on Twitter, but I wouldn't suggest it because I'm really sad right now because I watched Hideous and I probably won't tweet nice things. But you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at EvanMoore1105. But, God, whatever you do, just don't watch this movie.
What are you doing, Benny?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Trying to get this movie out of my head.
Oh.
Oh, God, we need alcohol for that.
Might have to go there.
I am on Twitter at _Brack Show. I'm starting my own contest. If you send me a photo of yourself not wearing a shirt and hashtag Hideous, I will send you a Blu-ray edition of Hideous signed by at least 3 of us.
Wearing the same like weird vest that the
Yes.
secretary.
If you can recreate that vest and the hot pants,
Yes.
then I will sign it.
What's the actress's name again?
I don't care.
Benjamin Carr?
Rhonda Griffin.
Yeah,
Rhonda
she's
Griffin.
been in 2 other movies.
Rhonda Griffin,
2 other
if you're
movies.
watching, please reach out to us.
Yeah, call us. Well,
We'd like to interview anyone from the cast.
I
of
have a
this
couple
movie.
of questions about Benjamin Carr.
Kurt, would you like to plug anything?
I'm Kurt. You should check out blah 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 blah. Yeah, podcast. It's funny stuff.
You have a Twitter, Kurt?
You blew it, Kurt.
I do not have a Twitter now.
Do you have an Instagram?
No Instagram.
Hey, Kurt. Kurt, you should tell the audience why they should participate in the blah blah liar contest.
Participate.
They should participate because it's for a good cause, at which Joe will personally tell you what the cause is.
It's about the truth, guys.
Sick children. Let's be
Sick
honest
children,
here.
yeah. All right, let's wrap this up and good night. Wubba lubba dub dub.